Good morning, guys. I actually missed yesterday. It's Tuesday, October the 8th. It's 7:05 in the morning. It's just getting light here in North Cumbria. I did miss yesterday, so I posted my video on Sunday and I haven't made a clip since then, partly because Sunday afternoon was bananas. Too much noise, too many people, it ramps up into the evening, so there was no opportunity for me to make a little video. Yesterday morning I just got up, went to work, I did my spin, and so you've got progress on 2 projects, and I'm about to spin now for today's project. Yeah, I've got lots of things to do today. I have a free day today, so it's a long stitch day today, so I can use my long stitch wheel this morning, and I'm going to do that, and then I will come back later on when it has got light properly and I can go into the conservatory, which is currently pitch black, although the sky is lightening up finally. And I'll do a proper catch up. So I had the Nutcracker on Sunday, and I think I've made tons of progress on the Nutcracker. Had a really good stitch day actually, despite all the noise. I didn't get my Halloweeny things made. I did do quite a bit of the polymer clay work, and then yesterday I spun, I'll put it up here, I spun the butterfly, which looked like this when yesterday it was just over 40%, so I'll show you that once it gets light. And last night I worked on the butterfly and I finished and baked all my Halloween polymer clay items. So today I'm going to turn everything into what I want to turn it into, and then that'll be there before Halloween. Wow. And I'll pick a couple of pieces out to give away during later in this video you're watching now. I will do a couple of little Halloweenies just to say thanks for watching. I'm planning out my Flossmas now. I know what I'm going to be doing stitch wise. I'm sorting out because anyone who's watched my Flossmas knows I always do like a little giveaway every other day or so. So I'm thinking of doing a little box of themed Christmassy things. So I think what I'm going to do possibly tomorrow after work is go to the wonderful craft shop, the fabric shop, the patchwork, I don't know what you call it, like patchwork cotton, craft cotton shop that my mum told me was there. I might go there and pick 3 Christmas fabrics that all tone together, and then I'll use those as the base for the needle minders, the scissor fobs, the bits and bobs that I'll be making for my Flossmas packs. So I suppose you'll be along for the ride for those, but they will be as I probably will show the fabrics, but the actual things I make will be a surprise, because I will obviously put up a Flossmas pack, and we'll figure that out as we go along, and hopefully I'll get it done in time, because it's early October and I'm usually lastminute.com, so if I really make an effort now. Anyway, that's for tomorrow to go and pick fabric, but today is to put together my little Halloweeny things to stitch on the project I'm about to spin, and I've got a few bits and bobs to do around the house. So I've got a whole free day. I've just taken Flora to the bus station. She's getting the bus up to school now. Even though she's working and earning, she's realising how expensive the train is. Although the train gets her there in 15 minutes, the bus takes 45. She's realised that the train is nearly 3 times as expensive as the bus, so her time is now, she's decided she wants to save her money more than spend less time on transport. So she's making her own decisions, is what I've completely left it up to her, because it was her decision to go to a school that is not in the town where we live. And she knew that, and that's why she got herself her job, and she said, I'm going to do this and I'm going to fund it myself, and that's what she's doing. But now she's realising how expensive actually moving around is. She's got a student rail card and everything. It's the cheapest we can make it without buying a season ticket, which is a big outlay, but then you're but then, you know, you're tied to certain times you can use the trains, because it's like an early morning and an evening commute kind of thing. It's not just a travel this route anytime you want, as many times as you want. It's kind of a one there, one back kind of thing. So it kind of doesn't suit. Anyway, I'm rattling on. I'm going to do my spin now. I'm a long stitch day, and then I'll put up my winner, and then I'm going to pull out my projects. I'm currently putting in some stitches into my treasure hunt bookshelf. I'm still, this is the first time I've picked it up since the last time I showed it. It's actually that way round, but I'm still not at my percentage. So I've got 7,500 stitches to put into this in the next, what are we, the 8th? 23 days. Crikey. I'm going to have to work out how many stitches I need to do a day and try and do it. Okay guys, I am going to do my spin. I'll be back in a second. That's great. I did my spin. Came out as World of Books, but because I haven't hidden the slice, I've now realised that when I didn't set it to take the slice off, once I've stitched on it for the month. So I hadn't removed the slices, so I've now taken out the slices of the ones I've already done. And I spun again because I wanted this project I hadn't worked on, and the winner is here, Meditation, which I have not stitched on for maybe 3 years, 2.5 years possibly. It's been a while. It is sitting at 4.77%. Now I'm going to put up the picture. It's probably going to be full right in front of me here because it's a big, big, big piece. It's beautiful. It's Elizabeth Welker, I think. It's a Haid, obviously, and I am doing, I don't even know which version it is. I will look that up. I think it's just the version that comes. 4.77% is not very much. I centre started. There is an arrow to tell me which way is up, and that's where it is. So today I'm going to try and get the 310, some of this 310 in here. I was doing the thing, I was like colour completing, but there's black here. This is why I came to a slidey stop with this. This is how my brain works. There's black, I was wanting to colour complete. Fair enough, that's fine. It's fine in the middle, perfectly fine. You know, you can do extreme cross country when it's a symmetrical pattern that starts in the centre. This bit was easy, and then there's a couple of reds and pinks in this bit here, and then the black. Yeah, there's black here, and then there's black in a ring round here. And of course, wanting to colour complete, I wanted to do that ring before, which would have meant counting up, and if I'd have even got that one stitch out, the piece would have essentially been ruined. But my brain went, but you're extreme cross-countrying this, you can't change your plan. So I'm going to change my plan, because I'm never going to stitch on it otherwise, because this having to count out, it's probably 3 inches further out in a ring round here. This is obviously a huge piece of fabric that's just been folded up. Yeah, it's going to fit the fabric, so that's in the middle. It's that kind of size, and then obviously it's going to be a square piece. So yeah, that's what blocked me there, and now I have to just understand that I can change my plans. My brain is stuck, but you know what? You can change your plans, and that's okay. And that's okay. Right, so right now I'm going to finish off some stitches on Treasure Hunt bookshelf. I'm going to put this in my Q-snap. This is also 20 count, 1/1.
Emergency assistance have a 50% autumn sale for all breakdown cover memberships.
My telly just went off pause. Sorry about that. I don't know why it just suddenly went bananas. Well, I did, because I did twiddle with it, but I didn't tell it to make noise. Now turn the skybox off. Right, guys. I will be back in better light in a little while when I've put some stitches into this, had another cup of coffee, and got this into my Q-snap. I will see you in a little while. Bye-bye for now. Right, I'm back. It's got light, finally. It's 8:15 on in the morning still, and I have 8 days late. Finally reached 29%. On my Treasure Hunt bookshelf. Ta-da! 29%, 8 days late. Yay, second time in 29 months I'm late on myself. And I've just done a very quick sum, 7,223 stitches into the remaining 23 days of this month, including, it's 24 including today, 28, 29, 30, yes, 24 days. I need to do 301 stitches a day to get my stitches in on this. That's every day between now and Halloween, including today. So today, I have already written on a piece of tissue that I found holding a Q-snap clamp together because, yeah, I'm hopeless. 378 stitches I've done so far today, so I still need to do 301. So I think I'm going to do 100 stitch blocks today, not 100 stitch blocks, 100 stitches, and then jump on meditation and see if I can get going in there. Looking at this on the camera, one, it looks bloody brilliant, and two, why have I got a big bald bit here? I think I want to fill in this bald bit. I don't know why, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can fill in this bald bit. So anyway, I bet you there's like all 242 or whatever it is colours in that little block there. It's going to drive me bananas, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to see if I can do my 300 stitches on this today. I already feel pacey for time, but it's 8:15 in the morning. I don't have anything else I need to do today, really, other than just be here. So I'm going to show you my last couple of days' progress because I am aware I didn't make a video yesterday, but honestly, yesterday I was like, oh, and then it got really dark, and I haven't quite got my setup in the bedroom where the lighting, we've got like down lights in the bedroom, and it's like, oh, it's so bright, it's perfect to stitch in. But I'm not going to stitch it in my bedroom in this house. This is a house I can live in the living space, so I haven't got the setup yet for the evening. Oh dear, it gets dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It gets light at 9 o'clock in the morning. I pretty much work in between all of that, or I'm busy in between all of that. So I'm going to have to film in the bedroom later on in the year. Well, later on in like a week and a half, I'll have to film in the bedroom. So I'll need to get like a setup. Here, I've got exactly my setup. I know exactly where I'm sitting. It's perfect for me right now. Bar the weird fence, which we'll fix in the spring. Okay, so Sunday, when I was off work, I spun a long spin. I noticed loads of people are doing the spin thing, which is good. And I'm going to whip go next year, possibly with 3 boards. I'm definitely planning out. And this is helping me to plan out what my capabilities are going to be for whip go next year. I'm going to really hammer into my projects. She says, having bought 2 new charts and desperate to start them both, I will show you those later on today. Hopefully not both started. Probably both started. Sorry, I just took the needle out of my Nutcracker. So on Sunday, I spun my Nutcracker. It was a long stitch day, so I could have I picked a full coverage piece and my little Nutcracker, which is R2C. It's a mini. It is a mini. And book. Nutcracker. I did 1,310 stitches on this, and it's now at 28.73%. So I'm over a quarter done, which is outstanding on a very small full coverage project that I only started this year, like the 1st of January. So it now looks like this. I put in quite a bit of his face because he's got such a pink nose. There he is, look at him. Isn't he cute? So the moustache is mostly winter white. I did buy myself a new skein because one of the pinks, this very, very peachy, really bright peach colour here, I did not own. There are a few DMCs that I do not own. So I went and bought him. Hobbycraft are having a 5 off 15. So if you spent £15, used your coupon, you only spent £10 as it were. I only paid £11 and Maddie got a fine tip brush pen. Oh, I need to talk to you about Maddie. She's got an Instagram. Oh my God, right, I'm going to tell you all about that later because it's amazing. She's posting little paintings and little videos of her doing the paintings. It's amazing. Anyway, remind me. I'll if I don't mention it in this video, somebody kick me and remind me because honestly, You need to go and see her work. It's so cute. Anyway, Nutcracker, very happy. Yeah, so I got Maddie a couple of little bits just to make it over the 15, and did really well actually. And I got a little packet of wooden Christmas. I'm looking because they were right by me earlier on. That are little Christmas. They're things for card making, but I only like the wooden ones, and I turn those into my freebie needle minders that go in with Etsy orders and things like that. So I got a little pack of those, or Christmassy ones, so Christmassy things are coming. So there we go, I've held him up for long enough. Here's my little Nutcracker. I did really well. I did like 8% maybe 7% of him. 1,310 stitches. On Sunday, I also finished that stamp, but I showed you that in the last video because I showed you him finished. There was 113 stitches there. And then yesterday, I spun the butterfly, and I've already inserted a picture of what he looked like before I did my stitches. He finished last night at 51.01. I did keep going. I stitched in the strand I was stitching in last night in the dark on Black Ada. In the dark. There's a very bright light. I bought a very, very bright bulb. It's like 1100 lumens. But in a pitch black conservatory, it's on Black Ada. It's still nightmarish. So some of the stitches we're not going to look at too closely because I was tired and I was just trying to get the stitches finished. I was waiting for Flora to get in from work, so I wasn't going to go to bed until she was safe home. So I did 675 stitches, and that's all the stitching I did yesterday. Sometimes, guys, I don't do 2,000. I can't remember the last day I did 2,000 stitches, actually. I'm not going to get 2,000 stitches in today, I'm quite sure. She says, and then thinks, can I do 2,000 stitches today? I've already done 378. Probably not's the answer. But now I want to. Oh, God, my brain. My brain is so annoying sometimes. Sometimes it's so annoying. Anyway, the butterfly, 51.01. I was the extra 2 stitches to finish the thread, which I was going to do. So he's here. Oh, he's see-through. Right. Right. There's the butterfly, 51%. So butterfly is at its goal. Yay! And if I whip go these next year, there's possibility that, because there's 6 of them, I'll 3 and 3 them on whip go, and it'll be finish 3, and then the next time it comes, well, the time then the other bugs comes up, it'll be finish the other 3. So 51%. These are no hardship to put in 10% on at all. To be honest, I could keep going, really. I think the difficult bit with these is going to be all the little bips and bops, because they're obviously not completely filled, but there's little bits and pieces in and around them that kind of just makes the pictures. It really makes them amazing. So let's take him out. Yeah, I've done some of the dragonfly ones. Here, look. So the dragonfly there is, you can see there's all sorts of bits and bobs in and around the pictures of the bugs. So I think that's going to be the hard bit, which obviously I'm leaving till last. Oh, actually, all 4 on this piece now are at 50%. That's just how it's come out. So my ladybird, which is the most compact of them, because obviously he's pretty full coverage. And now the butterfly, they're all at 50%. So I can put him away in the pile, and the other 2 are on the other piece of fabric. So that was my butterfly, 51%. So I did really well. So I think this is really helping me actually get where I need to be. So I have threaded up a short strand just because that's what was tied on to my skein of 310. This is hopeless. Look, this is how I roll. This is why I can never find anything. So I've got a skein of 310. I've pulled a strand off it. I've used a couple of strands off it, and then I've tied it on. I haven't put it on a bobbin, I haven't done anything, I've just tied it on. So, meditation. Where is the arrow? There. So meditation is in my Q-snap. It's off centre because I am about to pick up and do 100 stitches of 310, and I'm picking up here. So it's symmetrical, so whatever's there is there is there, but I'm here. So I've just pulled that up, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do 100 stitches now, and then I'm going to go over to my table and start picking the scissor fobs. I've got pumpkin mice, I've got bats, and I've got sleeping cats. And that's my contribution to Halloween this year, because pumpkin mice, obviously, they were going to be dragons. Okay, this is my thing, right? I was making dragons, and it turned into a mouse. Now, mice and dragons, I think, are pretty similar anyway, really. I mean, aren't they? It's like chickens and dinosaurs. They're the same thing. Obviously, mice and dragons are the same thing. I can't make dragons. I can make some dragons, not like Lizzie's. But, yeah, they turned into pumpkin mice. So I've got pumpkin mice sitting in the charm hand, and I've got sleeping cats in the hands, and then I've got the bats on the keys and some bats on clocks. So I'm going to, but what I've just done is I've just downloaded my stop motion, the old stop motion thing, the program that I like to use, especially to do my introduction to Flossmas, which I'm already thinking about maybe I should do as I make the Flossmas stuff, because that's generally kind of what I use for my introduction. Apart from that terrible year I did the stitching. Oh my god, that was awful. Much more hard going than I thought it was going to be. Not very festive either, was it? And it took like 10 days for me to get it finished, and that was dreadful. Anyway, less said about that the better. And last year I really cheated and did a little montage thing, but I'm going to see if I can stop. So anyway, I've downloaded my stop motion, so I'm thinking I might put the because Maddie's been recording, so we've got the gorilla tripod around my lamp like an octopus, and the thing's right to clip the phone in. So I might just do a little stop motion of the scissor fob production, because there's nothing secret about it. It's nothing secret, and I might just do that. We'll see how I get on today. Anyway, 100 stitches now. So far today I have watched Crafting Gaming Jamie's latest update. She's doing the spin the wheel thing. She did an amazing thing over the weekend. She did like 5,000 stitches over the weekend. She spun and did 250 stitches of full cross or 500 stitches of half cross, and then spun and moved her project, and she did so many projects over the weekend, and I'm like, I'm so jealous. Yeah, anyway, working absolutely sucks. Working sucks. I wish I could not have to do the bloody work crap, because oh my god, I get so much stitching done. And I appreciate she only had the weekend off, and that was why she got so much stitches in, but I've got today and I'm blathering to you guys because that's what I want to do right now. So I'm gonna settle down, and I finished watching the second half of Stuart and Stitch's latest video, who is a very new floss tuber and very, very following the pattern of Stitch Band Darcy. Hit exploded. Within one video, he got more subscribers than I have by 1.5 times, which, you know, good for you. It's taken me 4 years of making videos and showing all my stitching, but we're all different really, and he's already got, I didn't have all that stitching when I started. I think I had like 8 or 9 projects, and I thought that was mega. I thought that was huge. But, you know, I've got my people who are watching me. I have my people. Anyway, of course I'm watching him. Everybody watches him, clearly by the huge views that everyone's watching him. So I don't need to plug him or anything. Everyone already has. I'm sure I'm not exactly late to the party, but you know, I'm not really I watch what I watch, you know, and we're all free to watch what we watch. So I've just finished watching off his video. It's taken me 3 chunks to get through it because I flit and I have to go and do things. So yeah, so that's what I've done so far this morning. I'm going to put some non-stitching on now, probably some Murder, Death, Kill, something I can just listen to. Oh, I'm watching horrible drone discoveries on Mount Everest, I think is what's currently spooling on my YouTube. So I'm going to go and do that and do some stitching, and I'll probably insert a few more clips yet today because I've got the whole day and I'm on my own now. It's 8:30 and I need to do some stitching. I will see you later on, guys. Bye. Morning, guys. The light's really weird because I've got my really bright bulb on, which doesn't really make it very good in here. I'm just going to turn just a little bit, see if that helps. Things I found up there, including that pattern that I need. Right, so it is Wednesday, October the 9th, 4:14, so I've literally got 5 minutes before I have to leave for work. Everything's ready, I just need to put my boots on. Just done my spin, and I've got Peaceful Street today, which is this old Russian kit that I have not stitched on for years. I have got the threads, look, they're in such good condition. I have got the pattern here. I'll take that with me and I'll figure that out. But I'm on my break, I've got the hiccups. Because I'm going to be doing it at work, I might do something super simple like some of the floor. I've got some tree and there's little clouds in the sky. So I might do some of those rather than trying to figure out blues in buildings and things. I do need to put a needle with it. Let's do that right now. Let's put the needle with it right now so that I've got one with me. There we go. Right. I did great guns yesterday. So I know exactly how many stitches I put into meditation because I put in 1,000 and I was going to put exactly 1,000 into my treasure hunt bookshelf, but I didn't because I fell asleep instead because I'm old and I need to nap. So that's exactly 1,000 stitches. You can see how close I am to finishing off this bit of black. I've got a tiny bit there and then I've got one. So I might well do that. I might well just finish this off, this black, there and there. And this is working beautifully because now I want to stitch on this. Richard was like, I've never seen that before. And I was like, no, you wouldn't have done. Oh, I'll show you the full picture. He's like, oh, it's coming on well. Showed him the full picture and he was like, oh. Because, yeah, this is 5% of the middle. Anyway. I also put in just shy of 800 stitches, so enough for yesterday, but not enough for today and not enough for tomorrow and every other day in October into my treasure hunt bookshelf, and it's now at 29.05, so it's there. I've mostly been working in these books and I've been working a little bit in this naked bit here. I'm going to keep picking colours in the naked bit and then working them in because they mostly are blues and greys. So I'm not sure if it actually is anything. Can you hear the rain on the roof? It's really raining. I'm going to have to go. I'll try and do a bit of video later on tonight. Had a really nice day yesterday actually. I also went moochie shopping through the charity shops with Maddie. So yeah, I missed a bit of stitchy time, or I'd have got the 1,000 stitches and done 2,000, but in the end I did about 1,700 stitches, so it's okay. Right, I'll catch you later, guys. Bye-bye. Good morning, guys. It is Thursday, October the 10th. I am on late today. I've just realised I've got so much bright sunlight behind me. I might just try and turn a little bit this way, so that you've got the really horrid old fence behind you, but we've not got the bright sun. That's a bit better, isn't it? That was a bit bold in the background there. I'll try and put my body over this really shiny bit. A bit off to the... There. Right. It's just gone, it's 9:15 now, so I've had a little extra sleep this morning, which I think I probably really needed. I was up at 6, dropped Flora at the bus for school. So, yeah, anyway, I went back and had another little nap. But I'm up now and I've just done my spin for the day. And today I've spun Dilemma, which I've got right here. Now this is one of my long dog samplers that I started with great gusto and literally have come to a slidey stop with. I'm trying to find which way up it is. Definitely this way up, and it's here. do need something behind this. Hang on. A white sheet covered in magnets. That's the way to go. Right. Very heavy, and there's a needle minder that's stuck to the metal. It's one of my needle minder sheets. I've just stuck that too, so my needle minder's sticking onto it. So it's here, and I'm making this a 16 square dilemma rather than a 9 square dilemma. So I'm adding loads of extra border in, which I think's why I've come to the slidey stop I have. I work on this about once a year, and it's so sad because it's such a wonderful piece. So I'm going to ratchet about in the pattern. This is all kept in a little project bag, which actually shows how little I do it. And one of my first, when I was still, the backing fabric, I was still folding that over and using that as the binding, which isn't how I make them now. So I've got my full kit here, and I've got my 2 colours, of which I'm only using the one at the moment. I have 4 dinky dyes languishing in here. I've got Mystic Pools, which literally is the same colour as my cardigan. So I've even bobbinated one. I've got 4 skeins of Mystic Pools, which will be all the inside pictures on Dilemma. And this here, I have another whole one of these somewhere. This is pomegranate. This is Karen Water Lily, and so those are my 2 colours for Dilemma, showing not bad at all there. Mystic Pools and pomegranate. And all of the background is pomegranate. And as I say, all of the pictures in the middle will be Mystic Pools. Now I've decided, and I'm committed to stitching all of the border first. And obviously I'm having to make up the 4th piece of border. So what I'm doing is I'm just borrowing bits from other places and restitching them. But I think today I'm going to stitch here. If I can find this bit of the pattern. Excuse me, the nails are not very nice there. If I can find this piece of the pattern, which I obviously have, I've got a PDF of it, I can always print an extra page, but I seem to have all the pattern pieces in my book, in my project bag there. I'm going to stitch along here. So we'll see what I can get done today. It would be very nice if I could get like a whole piece of border pattern done. But if I only do like one leg, and by that I mean like a piece like this, like there, and try and maybe do that piece. But we'll see how we go. I won't have a lot of stitchy time today. Got lots of other things I need to get sorted out with, but that's today. Now yesterday I pulled Peaceful Street, which I know full well I've not stitched on forever. Richard had never seen it before. So it's at least 3 years since I've stitched on it. And I picked it up and I love it. I put in 520 stitches, as easy as. I've got my threads, which are, even though they're in a terrible tangle, it's absolutely fine. I've got my pattern, which is that nasty poster paper, exactly the same as World of Books, but this is really small. It's small and I really need to get this done. I mean, literally 520 stitches I think's made a massive difference to it. So I think with very little effort I can get a lot of this done. So today it looks like this. There. Again, I need the white thing in the background. Let's borrow Nutcracker. There. So it's loads different. I've basically finished all of the bar one colour. I finished all of the colours in this house, and then there's a little bit along the floor to go. And then, so there's 3 houses, like an entrance to a park and a tree. I did a little bit of green in this tree because I was putting in, I'd missed a couple of stitches in this green up here, which I don't know how I'd managed to, I'd done loads of it and missed a couple of stitches. So I went back and stitched that in the green, and then I picked the green up here to finish the thread. It was just a scrap on the thread card of the green, so I finished the green off there. But I've put in, and then I think I finished off last night with a strand of blue up here, so there's a bit more even up there than there was. So 520 stitches has made a massive difference to it, and this is going to be on my Whip Go board, my non-full coverage whip go board to finish for next year. So it might be on there twice, it might be on there, we'll see. We will see how much I can get done on it, but I really need to just work on it and see if I can get it done. It's little things like this which will look very pretty finished and framed that I just need to get on with, because I still really like them. A couple of my whips are of their time. They're things I started 4 years ago, at least 4 years ago now, maybe even 5 years ago, and I look at them and I go, yeah, but my aesthetics changed really. The things I stitch now are very different, and I don't know whether I really want them on my wall or I want them, but I'm still torn as to whether to finish the things I've got going or not. This I still like, I still really like the picture. As I was stitching on it last night, the Ada is really nasty, and I'm thinking when it's done, before I backstitch, I might very well go in with probably 2 strands, and because it's a 3-strand piece, I might go in with 2 strands, and even in white or that very, very, very palest blue, stitch over the white Ada. Do you know what I mean? Just full coverage it, cover it, colour in all the little bits of missing it, all the bits of Ada around the edges where it's meant to be white space. I might just fill it in so that I can't see the nasty Ada, but we'll see where we are when it's done, and I'll maybe do that afterwards, because I could feasibly enjoy having this up on my wall to look at. I'm still happy enough with it, and it's a nice compromise between getting the world of books done, which is going to take forever, because it does look, these are actually houses, not books, but it's the same designer, it's basically the same, it's like this, and then she thought, oh, if I did the houses in books, that would be even better. So I think this is very similar, very much smaller and easier to do. But yeah, Peaceful Street, I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna definitely whip go it next year. And obviously, because I'm me, my whip go goals are going to be probably substantial. I don't know whether I'm going to have multiple boards, or like Sarah the Stitching Mummy, have a full coverage and a non-full coverage board. I think I'll do that, but I might have several prompts in each bingo box rather than having like 5 boards. It might be March, might be 2 numbers, and I might have 3 if it's a big goal in the box. I might leave it as a big goal, or I might put 2 really small, 2 attainable goals, like 1,000 stitches on Peaceful Street and 1,000 stitches on something else in the same box for the month. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm going to figure that out before the end of the year. I then put in yesterday a whole, wait for it, cool yourselves, 48 stitches into my treasure hunt bookshelf, and turned out I needed to go to sleep then. So what I hoped would be 300 stitches was 48, so I'm already 250 stitches behind. So realistically I need to do 550 stitches today to keep on course. That's not going to happen, absolutely not going to happen. I'm going to be fighting this all month, as I always do. I might get a day or 2 where I can bang in a couple of 1,000 stitches, but more likely I'm going to be fighting this month again. Towards the end of the year, I've got so much to do that I end up fighting myself, but we will succeed with this. I did give myself 10 years, and I've only, I'm not exactly off track yet, but I'm getting further and further behind each month. So instead of saying at the end of year 3 I'm going to be at 36%, at the end of year 3 I might be at 34%, if you see what I mean. It's only going to slip a little bit. But I still stitch on it almost every day. It's just I don't seem to have the time or the effort really at the moment to get my stitches in. And I've also finished all my Halloween scissor fobs and needle minders. I've got a tiny little clip of me getting things out to make the scissor fobs. I'm going to arrange them really neatly and photograph them. and I will then put, as I photograph them, I'm going to put the scissor fobs on like a card, sort of hang them on a card so that I can hold them up and show you basically. But I don't need to do that today because I'm going to be adding to this recording before I post it. I might post tomorrow, I think, because I'm off tomorrow, so I might finish off this section and post the video tomorrow. And my Etsy shop will go live. The Halloween update will go live when this video goes live. So if you're watching this and you like the things you see, they'll be in my shop. And I will also, as I photograph them, I will keep, I think I'm keeping a needle minder and 2 scissor fobs for Halloween month giveaways. I'm also incredibly close to 3,000 subscribers. We're talking 7 or 8 subscribers. Well, it was 8 yesterday and it's 7 today, if you see what I mean. It was 7 yesterday and it's 8 today. I've lost a couple. I've lost one overnight. I'm looking because I'm so close to 3,000. But I will do a little giveaway at 3,000, and then either way I'll do that in November. Might take me till the new year to get 8 more subscribers. Who knows? I'm a very gradual creep person. I never get magical 3,000 subscribers in 1 week. You know, that's reserved for the very special few. But the people who are watching me right now, I know you're my regulars, and I value you so much. And I'm so thankful that you watch me, because I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy making my little videos and making things and putting things up that people like. The things that I want to have on my stitching, other people like too, and you're my people. So in a candid way, I've just explained that, but you understand what I'm saying, I think. Okay, I'm going to go and do some stitching. Sarah the Stitching Mummy's posted a couple of days late, so I'm going to go and watch her. And then I'm going to glue these. Oh, they don't come off. Hang on. I'm going to glue some of these. These are my needle minder magnets, which are, when they're in big long strings, they are insanely strong. I'm going to glue some of these onto the back of my Halloween magnets, and then the rest of them will be going onto my Needle Minder of the Month Club magnets. I'm going to invoice, probably by the time you watch this video, I will be sending out the invoices. They're going to be a couple of days late with the invoices this month because I haven't actually made the needle minders yet, but I'm going to do that tomorrow when I'm off work. That's my tomorrow's job. It's all in my brain. I've got everything I need to do them. I just need to sit down and make them. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then I don't like to send the invoice before I've got the product in my hand, if you see what I mean, because I think that's like collecting money for nothing. Anyway, so if you're in my Needle Minder of the Month Club, look out for the day this video is posted or the next day that the invoices will be out. Okay, so I'm going to go and do some stitching. I will see you later, guys. Bye-bye. Good morning, guys. It is Friday, October the 11th, 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 past 9 in the morning. I got up at 6 to stitch this morning, just after, because yeah, I needed to get on a little bit with my stitching today. I've got a few bits of jobs I need to get done today. I've got some posting to get out, and while I'm in town doing my posting, I'm going to, I grabbed a, of course I can't reach anything. Ugh. I grabbed a finish that I finished in, it's dated 2020, so 4 years ago. The Halloween stitch along from Lakeside Needlecraft that I stitched, I think, a year late. 2017, I think it was actually. I think I stitched it quite late, but I bought the full little kit with a birthday voucher. I bought the fabric, 36 count, but I did do the black. I stitched it 2/2, other than the fluorescent thread, which I stitched one strand because it's slightly thicker. So I bought the full kit up, the pattern, the piece of fabric and the threads from Lakeside Needlecraft, and it's this little finish here, which is absolutely glorious. It's glow in the dark. The white, all the white is glow in the dark, so I do love it. It's on a piece of, I think it's called pumpkin. Even with, yes, pumpkin on their fabric that I love, which is like fabric flare, so it's printed. And when I was in a charity shop with Maddie the other day, I saw a little rectangular frame, and obviously this needs a funny little frame, and I'm just looking at this now. I think it might fit, so I'm going to put this in my pocket with my posting, and I'm going to take it, and if it fits the little frame, I'm going to get the frame. I think the frame is dark green, but I'll have a look-see. But I don't want to buy anything else that I don't need. It's not a case of, oh, it's just a few pounds from a charity shop. It's a case of having something else I don't need in the house. So I'm going to take that today and see if I can get it a little frame. Right, yesterday, whoa, with the light. The weather, by the way, it's perishing. Richard had to scrape his car at 20 to 6 this morning. Mine thankfully had melted off. I have found a video on YouTube of a guy fixing or replacing the fan in his essentially the same car. There's 3 cars exactly the same as mine. There's a Peugeot 106, my Citroen C1 and a Toyota Aygo. They're all made in the same factory, slightly different bodywork, slightly different lights, that kind of thing, different badge on the front, different colours. Anyway, he's fixing a Peugeot exactly the same as mine. I am fingers crossed I can follow that, and I've got to get this fan changed because, you know, I was so cold driving home from work last night at I left at about 10:10. My car does not warm up. If you put your hand by the fan, the heat still works. Put your hand by the outlet where the warm air usually blows out. It's hot, but the fan itself isn't. It's an electrical connector, because when you go over a big bump, sometimes it kicks in. So the fan itself is working, but if I can get to it, and if it's just not quite clipped in properly, I can clip it back in, and if it works, we're all good. If it doesn't work properly when I get to it, I will simply buy a new fan and replace it. Though, according to the guys at the garage, that's not the hard job. The hard job is getting to it. So if I can take the dashboard off and get to it, we will see. I'm going to watch the video later while I while I stitch on today's spin, which I have just done. Anyway, yesterday I got dilemma, and why don't I, same story all week, all month really, why don't I stitch on dilemma ever? I love it, absolutely love it. I think for Whip Go next year, I'm going to try and get the frame done, completely finished on this, because there's no reason I can't do this. It's such a lovely, delightful stitch. Just to illustrate, yesterday I got 748 stitches into it so easily on that little bit of time I had before I got ready for work, and I did some other stuff as well, and then just in my break at work, and that's it. I got 748 stitches. So you'll have just seen it. I'll have just held it up, even though that was 24 hours ago and a bit, and now it looks like this. So there was just a single line of stitching across here. I completely filled in that, did these 2 bits here, and then started on this one up here. So that's actually the 4th. Let me take off I can take it out of this anyway now. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that would be the end of the normal pattern, but I'm adding in an extra 4th. So that's the edge of the 4th. So next time I stitch it, I'm going to get this corner sorted, and then I'm going to come down, because as you can see, I've done bits and bobs elsewhere. So that's where we are. We've got 4, 5 full squares there, and the edges of several others. So it's coming on, and I just need to get on with it. Saving my needles now, because I had so many needles and now I'm scrabbling about for them a little bit. So he's going to come out today. Dilemma is going on my Whip Go board. I'm under no illusion that I'll stitch on it again now until it spins, because for reasons unknown I don't really stitch on it. But I'm going to put it back in its project bag, and when I find the other skein of pomegranate, I'm going to put that in its project bag as well. One of my very first beautiful piece of batik I sniffed out from my mum, stole from my mum. But there it is, it's in its bag, safe and sound. One of maybe 4 projects I actually keep in project bags. And that'll stay there now until Whip Go spins it. But I'm going to try and get the frame done. So we'll see how we go. So far this morning, I have stitched 620 stitches. Illustrates that I've been up for well, I've been up for 3 hours, but I took Maddie to the bus and made her dinner and, you know, I've had a few cups of coffee. So I'm now here. So I've been working on this little bit, my little bald bit there, and then bits more of the steps are coming up, because as I'm picking the colours here, they're spreading out into this. So getting a bit more done here. I may or may not do any more today. Technically, I'm 250 stitches behind up to the end of today. So if I do another 250 stitches today, I'm on track for my 300 every day. But it appears I'm probably going to do 900 every 3 days or something silly like that. Or when I'm off, I try and catch myself up a bit. I don't want to let this go. I was thinking about this last night while I was mindlessly carding for the clothes at work, which is just making things neat and tidy, getting out all the loose cardboard on the shelves, making everything look lovely, ready for them stacking up tomorrow morning. Well, they've done it. We're been open an hour and a half now. But I was really thinking about it, and I thought, shall I let it go? Shall I just work on it whenever I can? And the answer's no. I'm going to keep trucking. I'm going to keep going at it, because I really like the way I'm stitching this. It's just sometimes at the back end of the year, it's very hard to keep on track, but I'm going to try. I think I should probably put my dilemma pattern in the bag as well. Thinking about it. Having just looked down and realised I'd just discarded it over there when I took the pattern, I pulled the paper pattern, I pulled it off the Q-snap so I could show you the progress. Right, no, I'm going to keep on with Treasure Hunt Bookshelf for the foreseeable. I'm heading for 30% at the end of this month, and I think that's pretty outstanding to have even got there. Oh, that's the postie. I think he's just putting through. I don't think he's knocking. Yes, he's knocking. Hang on. We've got a comedy postman here. What he was shouting was the door's open, because I've only just got back from dropping Maddie an hour ago. Just got back an hour ago. And he'd opened the door because there was a parcel for Maddie. He was going, door's open. I was like, you kind of closed it. Don't mind. Comedy postman. Anyway. Yeah. So, I'm going to keep at it with my Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. Now, it's a long stitch day today because I am off work. Fantastic. And then I'm in Saturday and in Sunday. And I know next week, but I haven't committed it to my memory brain yet. So, don't know what I'm doing next week yet. I've just spun. Here came up Merida, which is dodgy Chinese kit Merida. And yeah, easy stitching today, so I probably will do some more Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. She's currently there. Doesn't require very much intelligence here. I'm just going to grab my threads and go for it and see what I can get done. Actually, I'm going to count as I go, because I'm counting right now. So I can work out where I've stitched, how much I've actually stitched in October. And I'm going to get on with her. At the moment, looking at her, I think I'm possibly going to try and get some of this skirt done. But then all these colours over here are attracting me. I want to see how the hair starts to come into it, because I assume, may not be her hair. I think that might be hair, but I need to have a look, see what that is. So we'll see how we do. I've got some 939 joined on. I'm going to put the Q-snap just here, which will give me the corner of her dress. And I don't mind stitching on these at all. These are just a nice easy day. There we go. That's where I've put the Q-snap. So we'll see probably tomorrow morning where my progress is. I might pop back on later on. I keep saying that and then not doing it. So the other thing I got finished off yesterday was my Halloween needle minders. And they're just here because I'm going to photo them. And there's my Halloween needle minders. Now, if you remember, these were the charms, and I got 5 of each charm in the pack. So there's 5 of each design. And they have, let me pick one that might show really nicely. Haha, this spider. I'm going to photograph these and then get out of the conservatory because it is freezing. So, purple spider. He's polymer clay. And then I've put on the chameleon mica powder. So this one is bright, you can see it catching the light. Sometimes it's black, sometimes it's bright purple. And then I domed it with resin, and then before I cured the resin, I've pushed in there you go, you can see it, I've pushed in the metal charm. And then obviously we are magneted on the back and cabochon magnet as well. So they're all there. Now I've got three, I think there's 4 different colours. Yes, see that one there is navy blue, but when you turn it over, I use the gold. So sometimes it catches slightly pink and sometimes it catches gold. And then these spiders had a divot in their body, so I mixed some black mica powder into the very last bit of resin in my old bottle of resin, and I filled their backs with black. So that's like the little spider's web. If you remember, it was a charm that had a loop on the top. So that's the cutter is my dragon's eye base, which is a circular cutter that I have made into a dragon eye base shape, which worked well for those ones. And these ones here, again, this one goes slightly gold when you tilt it about a bit. But I'm really, really pleased with these. They're still, look at this beastie, he's black but he's green. But they're still really thin. They're still very light because the base is only a very thin piece of polymer clay. So I'm going to pick out one of these. It's very probably going to be this purple spider because there's 2 purple spiders. I liked it so much. So I'm going to put him the other way round. He's going to be the giveaway. One of 3 giveaways. Oh, I'm hopeless. One of 3 giveaways of my October, but I'll give them if you comment on this video, it'll be next video I draw them, and then I'll get them in the post. So I will post them before Halloween. But dark stitching happens all year round, doesn't it? So anyway, this one here is going to be given away, and then all the rest are going to be in the Etsy shop, and my aim is to have these listed by the time this video goes live. So I need to get these photographed and get them listed, which I might list them while it takes about an hour and a half to process the video, especially because it's in lots of little bits and chips. So I'm going to do that and get these listed. So while I'm in here now, when I finish this video, before I start stitching on Merida and go back to the warm of the living room, I'm going to photograph these, and then I'm going to, later on when I've warmed back through, I'm going to photograph the scissor fobs, and I'm going to keep out 2, and that'll be one of the bats I'm going to keep and give away. There's bats and cats and pumpkin mice, and then there's little scissor fobs, which are there's much less work in them, they'll be cheaper, that have got the handmade pumpkin bead in them, and then there's beads and charms and things on them as well. So I'll keep one of those, and I'll keep I'll keep one of the bats out, and we'll give away, there'll be 3 giveaways on this video. But and I literally think just leave me a comment and I'll do a random, not a keyword. No, I need to think about that. Leave me a comment anyway. But we need to decide whether we want the fob or whether we want the needle minder. So I think we're going to go spider, bat, spider or bat. That's fairly straightforward, isn't it? So I know if you don't use scissor fobs and don't like them and don't see the point of them, which is absolutely fine, because I never did until I put one on my scissors, and then I can find my scissors because they make a little jingly noise and they make a little rattle. That's the only good they are for me, but I have them on almost all my scissors now. The scissors I don't have them on, I lose all the time. But I've got 3 pairs of scissors with my little scissor fobs on them, little special ones Lizzie's made for me. And I can find my scissors. Who knew? It's so easy. Anyway, but if you don't use scissor fobs, just put spider, and you can put in for the spider. If you don't like spiders and have no wish for a spider sitting on your work, put bat, and then you'll be in the dip for one or the other of the scissor fobs. Okay, there we go, that sorted that out. I've already been recording for 17 minutes. I'm going to get these photographed. I'm going to get back in the warm, stitch on Merida, and probably come back through and photograph the scissor fobs and pack up a couple of orders to go probably in about an hour and a half, 2 hours time. So that's good. Right, I'm going to get these photos. The light in here is, we're overcast today, probably 2/8 or maybe 1/8, which means there's 1/8 of the sky that isn't covered in cloud. So the light is good in here now. It's good and clear light, so I should be able to get these photographed well, hopefully to pick up the colour of the mica powder that is between the polymer crate and the resin. Right guys, I will catch you in a little while and I'll see you then. Good morning guys. It is Saturday, October the 12th. 8 o'clock in the morning. I've been up 2 hours. I have had to wait 2 hours for it to be light enough to film. I have done some stitching. I did my spin almost as soon as I woke up this morning and thought, right, let's get at it. Let's do a couple of hours of stitching, because I knew it wasn't going to be light enough in here to finish my video. Today is my finishing off video, which I should have filmed yesterday, but by the time I was ready to film the wrap up of my video, there were 7 people in the house, including me, and 2 of them were stimming and shrieking and running around. One of mine, one of Richard's, and yeah, no peace. And obviously the light had gone, and upstairs in the only very bright room, my bedroom, would have been noisiest of all. So conservatory, good to film in and quiet, but dark. Upstairs, very light, very easy, very loud. So we're going for the early morning videos right now. So I'm going to do a wrap up today of the last little bit of stitching, and I've got a few things to add on here. And I'm going to get this processed and posted, and then sort of we'll count this as yesterday's, because this is actually day 6 now, but it's just how it's fallen with not being able to film again yesterday afternoon or evening. And I couldn't quite get my filming up last night because I was still sorting out my Etsy listings, which, as this video goes live, my Etsy shop will take an update of all my Halloween clatter, which I'm going to show you, because we are all self-promoters here, aren't we? Almost. I watched Hallie this morning. I've watched Hallie, Stitching Big Things with Hallie, who I always watch. I always watch her. I don't think I've ever, I watch on a big screen TV in the living room or in the conservatory. So I don't comment very often, but no, I watch you, Hallie. And I actually had to search. I fancied watching Mama Loves You GB, because I don't watch her often. She's very, very samplery. I do love her style. I love her presentation of her videos. I love the tone of her voice. But I don't watch her all the time. I lost thread with her. I watched her religiously for about a year, and then I lost thread halfway through a Flossmas. I just did. Anyway, and she's got very long hair now. It's been quite a hot minute since I've watched her, and I really enjoyed watching the episode I watched. She's obviously elbow deep in reproducing samplers, and you know, it's good to see that I'm not the only person that is. I mean, she's big for the, you know, for floss tube. She's a biggie, but yeah. Get my words all sorted out. I've lost my thread. Yeah. We all make something, do something, sell something. A lot of us do. So, and occasionally I feel really bad about doing it, but it helps support my habit of cross stitch. But predominantly I'm a cross stitcher, as you see, you know, the stitches I do and what I get on with. I'm a stitcher. What did I do yesterday? Oh my goodness, I did really quite well. Hang on. coffee number 2. But in the mornings I tend to be very gabbly and random. In the evenings I'm a bit flatter because, you know, energy's run out. Right, yesterday, where is my book? I just put my book to bring through, which has got my numbers in it. I'm going to go and get my book. I've totally brought it through with me. Now, I don't often do the keeping track of your stitches thing. As you can see, my notebook is already, because I took a few pages out of my notebook, it's now falling to pieces. But I'm actually really enjoying keeping track of my stitches. So I don't know if something I can carry forwards. I think with doing Whip Go next year, I probably will, or try to. Pattern keep is easy, but the thing with me is at the end of the evening, I tend to just go to bed. And then I think, oh my goodness, I've not written down my stitches for the day. So I'll screenshot, the whip on Pattern Keeper so that I've got my stitches. And as soon as I'm doing that, I've lost my thread. I've got to write it down before I go to bed is the key for me, and I tend not to. Anyway, yesterday I pulled Merida, and you'll have just seen a picture of her. Now, I've done great guns. This is unbelievably easy to stitch on. 1,242 stitches. I actually think I made it to 2,000 stitches yesterday. So you've just seen a picture of where it was, and here's where it is now. So what have I done? Probably easier if I show you that way around. I've done quite a bit of the edge of her hair, picking colours out there. I've finished all the random little stitches of random bits of colours in these ferny things. They look very much nicer on the screen than they do up close because it's 11 count. It's so pixelated. This is the cheapy, unlicensed, possibly, yes, obviously, Chinese kit that I got from the tapestry market. These retail £4 or £5. That's it. Not very much at all. I think I ordered 6 and paid that. Oh, how many did I order? 6 possibly of them. And I paid maybe a bit more. I think I paid 50 or 60 quid with some shipping. So maybe they're about 10 each. I don't know. Anyway, it matters not. It's not DMC. It's slightly fluffy. I think it's like the equivalent to CXC. You use 3 strands on 11 count coverages. You can still see some of the yellow print behind, but obviously that's going to get washed out when it's done. And I filled in a whole load of this 939 here, and I took a strand up here, and I'm into all the lovely brands of her hair. So very happy. 1,200 stitches into Merida, and the reason I bought a cheapy Chinese knockoff kit is I wanted I'm not very Disney. I like this one. Brave. I like Brave very much. Brave and Tangled, and I watched Moana so many times because my little boy was obsessed with it at bedtime for about a year. So I've watched the first 3/4 of Moana a lot. Once he fell asleep, I could leave him to it, and then I could turn it off. So she's there, and it's very, very hard because obviously Disney don't license, so it's always an artist interpretation, but you can see how it's going to go, and I think I'm going to really, really like this, and I just wanted to do one. So Chinese kit sometimes has to be, Studio Ghibli's just the same, sometimes it has to be a knockoff kit. And bear in mind that a lot of the patterns on Etsy will also not be licensed. Beautiful, yes, but won't actually be licensed. So if I'm willing to buy a Studio Ghibli or a Disney pattern off Etsy, I'm probably just as likely to buy them from Tapestry Market. Same. So 1,200 stitches on her. I don't know why I feel the need to try and justify it to myself every time. It's just for me, you know? And I'm aware, and I'd never buy a Haid. I'd never buy a kit of a Haid, ever, you know, or something that I knew was Amy Stewart or, you know, licensed work that was in a Chinese kit. I've bought ones that I know I cannot buy as proper full-on kits. And the only other one I have is a Mandy Manzano, which was licensed. So, yeah. Anyway, my other stitches yesterday, 760 went into, I nearly called it Cinderella. I'm just because I'm reading the word, treasure hunt bookshelf. It puts me at the 0.16 for the month. Obviously it's the 12th today, I should be on about 0.3, but I'm not. Anyway, at least I'm doing some stitches. Here we go. Still plogging on with the books here, filling in this little bit that was bald. As you can see, it's got a lot of stitches in it now. I'm not sure if I'm actually stitching something particular or just, I'm not sure, because the slipper's there. There's the slipper, which actually looks like a slipper now. So I've just got a few more bald bits here, and I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm picking a colour in the bald bit and then stitching up. It's actually, we're joined on up here with 413 at the moment, so may or may not got to get some stitches into this today. Hopefully I will. And that's my stitching for the week. So pretty good, not bad at all. Just harvesting my frame here to put on tomorrow's. That's holding on well. Hence all the little bits of jersey and things. And all I do is I either fold the fabric twice, I haven't needed to. If there's already stitching on it, they hold on tight. Sometimes you get a little bit of fabric in them, and sometimes, I'll show you in a second how I do it otherwise. So when you've got a little bit of fabric in it, that clamps up nice and tight, and that works. And then occasionally I'll put them in a pint glass of hot water, you know, of boiling water, and that makes them go, ugh. And occasionally they get knackered and I throw them in the bin and I buy some replacement clamps. I've got, I think, 4 or 5 11 by 11s knocking around. Right, I'll be back in a sec. Right, okay, so this morning, as I say, when I got up, it was like 5 past 6. I did my spin and got the Celtic Lady because I'd forgotten to remove the slice. So I removed the slice because I've already worked on Celtic Lady and went, I wondered why my wheel wasn't getting any, you know, as you take slices out, the slices left get bigger, and I'm like, oh, it still looks really like a lot of projects still on here. Yeah, that's because a couple of them I hadn't removed the slices. All fixed. And I spun again, obviously, because I don't want to stitch on her. I do want to stitch on her, but I want to get on. I want to do 31 projects this month. Work on 31 projects this month, and Treasure Hunt Bookshelf means 32 and everything else. Okay. I spun the pointed fifth, which is always amazing news. And I picked it up this morning at 55.17%. I've done 370 stitches so far this morning, and I've probably got a picture of it where it was before. Yes, I took a picture of it this morning. I'd already put the Q-snap on because I knew what I was going to be stitching on. So here it is this morning when I put the Q-snap on, and here it is now. I'm only a bit of stitching into today's stitching, so I'm filling in this little frame here, and there's a house, the funny bird on top. I've just stitched him. And it's this is 820 a toile, and it takes a moment to get used to stitching with a toile. It's been a while since I've used it, and it's quite hard to get. I find it hard to start a strand of a toile because it's fluffy and it doesn't pull through well. But once I've got maybe 10 stitches in, I've got a very textural stitch there, it starts to really stitch nicely. So I actually had a little bit left, like a little knotted up lump of thread left in my bag, and when I sort of unravelled it, there was a big bit and a bit about this long. So obviously I used a bit this long, which was 3 goes because it was 6 strands. So it was only about 60 stitches, but they were hard stitches because they were very short lengths and it was very fluffy, and I had to start and start and start with it. So instead of getting it going once and then getting a good 50 stitches in, it was like start and stop, start and stop. It's no big deal. I've used it up. I certainly wasn't going to throw, 8 inches of a toile in the bin. Not when it's the exact right colour that I'm using, and I'm just not going to waste it. So I used it, got about 60 stitches with it, so that's that done. So no, not tomorrow morning. We'll see when I can get back to do a little clip, because I'm on a 6/4 tomorrow. I'm working today, which is a short stitch day, which is why I spun my short stitch wheel and got pointed fifth. I'm 11/7 today, which is a perfectly reasonable shift. Very, very ordinary, very nice. Considering our shifts are 5/2 or 2/10, to get an 11/7 is unusual, and I will take it. I will certainly take it. But tomorrow's Sunday, so Sunday the opening hours are different in the UK. We're open between 10 and 4. So I've got a 6/4 tomorrow, which is my 10-hour shift for the week, which bumps my hours right up for the week, which is lovely. And yeah, so that gets my hours right up. And that's that. So I'll take Pointed Fifth to work with me. I've still got, well, it's 8:20 now. I need to leave at about 10. So I've got an hour and got a good hour and a half yet before I need to go to work. So I'll do a little bit more stitching. And yeah, so that's my stitching for today over. Now Etsy will be going live as I post this video. I've got time now this morning to process this video. I've got little clips and bits to put in and what have yous. And then I will process my video, and then as my video is uploaded, I will make my Etsy shop go live with the Halloween update. So if you fancy supporting me, head on over to my Etsy shop. I will put the link in the description, and you can go and pick up a little Halloweeny thing. To go along with this video, I'm doing 3 giveaways, which will encompass the whole of the Halloween period, with some of my little handmade things that I've made and are going into Etsy. Obviously not these 3 bits. And I talked about it yesterday, showed you the spider yesterday. You can see he is black and purple. You can see possibly as he catches the light, it's like a pearlescent. It catches now and again. There's an underlying colour, and then when you tilt it, you might just grab. And you can see he's quite thin. Even though they've got a metal charm, they're still quite thin. They're still quite light. And so, spider. And there are 4 others of these going into Etsy. But if you want to be in a lucky dip, a chance to win him, it's spider. Now I appreciate not everybody likes spiders. I'm just going to open my drawer there on my box. I'll put him in there safe and sound. So we're going to go bat for these. So leave me the word bat. And I picked out this little guy is going to be the giveaway for bat. And he is a little polymer clay roosting bat on a key with some nice Halloweeny orangey beads. He's quite a nice short scissor fob. But that's for bat. And also for bat, because I've made 4 different sorts of needle minders. This one here. So I'll when I draw them, when I do the random spinny thing, I'll pull for him and then I'll re-pull for this one. So also put bat for this one. So this is a little charm here. It's got a little polymer clay cane. I didn't make him. I didn't make these canes. Life's too short. I did make the little pumpkin bead. The little handmade pumpkin bead there, and then it's got a little jack-o'-lantern at the bottom there. So that one there. Equally say bat, but I'm going to pull bat twice to get 2 giveaways. So they're safe and sound up there in that drawer, which isn't closing. My drawers did fall on the floor yesterday, so I probably just popped the... Oh no, it's underneath. There's too many needle minders in the drawer below. Stop the drawer from closing. There we go. So my giveaways are in the top drawer there, so you can remind me where they are when I can't find them next video. So I'll pull the winners probably just before I'll mostly get comments 3 or 4 days into the video, and then the comments tail off. But just in case anyone does watch it towards the end, I will pull just before I film the final segment for the next video. So you've got 5-ish days. And Etsy shop will be going live. I showed you these yesterday, so I'm just going to show them again. I mean, honestly, it's like 2 minutes ago. These are all getting listed. Those are the Halloween metal, completely new idea. Trying out the new idea of setting the metal charms there, which I'm really happy with how they've come out. I am really happy with how they've come out. So there we go. So they're all being listed. And then, as I said, probably in the last video, I found a load of old canes in amongst Lizzie's stuff from her bedroom, and I've made 9 of my older style, the Dragon Eye needle minders. They're one of my unique sort of, they're very me. So they're all ready to go and be listed. They're all just waiting to go live. Just finding a drawer to put them in. I'm going to put them in that drawer so that I know where they are, safe and sound. And then we've got the needle minders. They were the needle minders. Then we've got the scissor fobs. So I'm just going to show you. I'm kind of going to show you these. So we've got 4 different sorts of scissor fobs. We've got, these ones are bats and the pumpkin mice. So we've got the bats here. Some we've got bats on clocks, bats on keys. Some of them have got their wings out, some of them are roosting. And then the pumpkin mice. I was trying to make dragons, but they turned into mice. So we've got Halloween pumpkin mice. So I've got that many of those, that many of these. And then I've got 4 sleeping cats, sleeping black cats, and they are, as you see them, a black cat curled up on the skeleton hand, and some of them have got these lovely skull beads that I've harvested from children's things. And a couple, that one's got one of the handmade pumpkins. And then I've got some of these little smaller ones, because not everybody likes a big long dangler. Oh, stop getting caught. There we go. And then there's those ones there that have just got little Halloweeny charm. Some of them are more sinister than others. They haven't all got spiders on them. I appreciate some people really don't like spiders. There is a spider on that one though. And these little guys, some of them have got the beads, some of them have got pumpkins. So there, that's what we've got. That's my Halloweeny things. They are all listed, ready to go. I'm just going to make my shop live as I upload the thing. Obviously you can see that took quite a while to plodge through all of that yesterday and get all the listings done, get the photographs sorted. So that's them. I didn't get to the post office yesterday. Everything's ready. It's in the car. There was roadworks and I was late picking my little boy up because there was really bad roadworks. So we were delayed like 20 minutes going out to get my little boy from my mum's house and 20 minutes getting back to the motorway, and Flora had to get to work for 5. We got home at 4:45, so she had to literally home from school. So it took an hour and 3/4 from picking Flora up to drive to get my little boy to drive back home here. So she had 15 minutes to get herself ready for work. So post office got missed. It's in my car. I will do it today. So if you're waiting for something, I'm terribly sorry. The last few Etsy orders are sitting in my car waiting to go. But they will be in the post today. And so I've not marked them as dispatched yet. I will mark them as dispatched when I've been to the post office. But they're all ready, packaged up to go. Customs forms all done for the internationals. Just need to actually physically go in there and say, here, take these. Now the only other thing I meant to tell you about, but I haven't yet, is Maddie, my eldest, who's home here now and working. She has set up a little Instagram account, another Instagram account, and she's doing time-lapse paintings and something called Calmtober, I think. So it's an October thing where you post a little picture from a prompt, and she's going to hopefully start YouTube videos of her painting, and if you're on Instagram, she's well worth a little look. It's just pretty pictures basically, but she's doing a little time lapse of her painting her little pictures. So, and they're very good. There's two sorts of types. There's her imaginary sort of very creative, especially for the Calmtober, they're little animals, little things, little animals. And then she's doing paintings of like little pictures, like little landscapes. Oh my words, landscapes of Lake District places, pictures, what have you. So it's kind of two different things, but she's actually called the Fiend of the Fell. So I'm going to link it down below in my description box. There's nothing to do other than to just have a little look, really, if you see what I mean. She'd really appreciate the exposure to follow if you want to follow her. It's just something she's doing. So she's enjoying herself, filling her time between now and saving up enough money she needs to do a bridging course for a year and then on to do her masters. So she's just in between at the moment, trying to pick up a bit of extra work so that she can, she's looking for a second job at the moment. She's got a job, but she's looking for a second job because she's got enough to live on right now, but she needs to save to do her masters. So she's home and she's happy and she's getting along. So go and have a look at my little girl, my adult daughter's Instagram thing, Fiend of the Fell. But I'll link that down below. I'll link my Etsy down below as well. I know a lot of people who are watching follow me anyway, favorited my shop, so you should get a ping today. I don't know if you do or not, I don't know. Anyway, Halloweeny stuff should go live as the video goes live. Right, I'm going to get this video edited because I've got to splice all my little bits and bobs together and insert a few pictures here and there and processed, and then hopefully by the time I've gone to work it should be uploaded. That's what I'm hoping. If it's not, I'll upload it on my my work's internet, which is hit and miss. Work's internet, hit and miss. So it should go up sometime today, hopefully this morning UK time. Right, it's 8:30, guys. I've already been blabbering for 15 minutes. I will see you later on today, but it'll actually be five or 6 days because it'll be a new video. I'm going to go and crack on with my pointed fifth as soon as I've got this video edited together. Right, I'll see you later, guys. Thanks so much for watching me, and I'm actually having a blast working on all these different little pieces, and I've kind of forgotten about, you know, a lot of us have a lot of whips and things they fall behind and they get left behind, and I'm trying to dredge out my left behinds and see if I can get on with them and get them done, or get them worked on at least. And it's really fun, actually. And next year, it's giving me a real think about what I'm going to be doing with my stitching next year. Next year should be a much calmer year than this year's been, with all the upheaval of moving house and all of that. So I'm hoping next year's going to be smooth sailing for me. Let's hope. Okay, right, guys. Thank you for watching. If you popped to my Etsy store, thank you in advance. Otherwise, I will see you with some stitchy content very soon. Bye bye.